Hey guys, Crypto G in for another session of lies and confusion. So there's been lots of excitement this week surrounding the promised launch of a highly anticipated, uniquely centralized money printing machine called Boomerang, with 80,000 potential nonillionaires ready to reap their rewards. But yet again, we saw more delays with issues and excuses on deploying the new bot contract from the CEO. So it isn't a surprise that we have seen much anger and disappointment over the last 24 hours, as 80,000 users all wait for SHAVEZ to seamlessly launch so that they can start getting their money back. The community group channels lit up with chants of "We want a refund" and echoes of "This is a scam." A sad and frustrating day indeed for those that have been waiting 3 to 4 months to start trading. But then, wait, I can hear something over the sound of AgentBOB calling them scammers. The new contract works, look, followed by a post of the hash revealing a pretty complex contract interaction on Polygon. Time to get the tools out, methinks Crypto G. But this is going to require some serious concentration, so make sure you listen well and pay attention if you want to get ahead. Are you ready with your notepad, Colonel? Don't forget to subscribe and like. Poke that algorithm. Best get the housekeeping done though. I'm not a financial advisor and this video should be used for educational and entertainment purposes only. You must seek professional advice before making any investment in either the traditional or the digital financial space, as there is a risk of total or partial loss. Make sure that you do your research, make sure you try to custody your assets at all times, and remember, this video may well be out of date by the time you get to see it. Okay, so let's start off with the new bot contract and how it functions. Now, we can see that this is a interaction between, or a request by Boombot tester D1D to the SHAVBOT1 ending OCB, which is the contract address for the bot that was published. So what does SHAVBOT do in this contract? Well, we can see that SHAVBOT is requesting, or the SHAVBOT contract is requesting a flash loan, in this case for 15 wrapped Matic from Aave, which is not dissimilar to the previous contracts that we've unpacked. So nothing unusual there. And it then in line 2 interacts with the OX exchange proxy flash wallet and effectively transfers the 15 wrapped Matic to another contract address ending 498. And you can see that this contract is heavily involved in the rest of the transfers within this particular block, of which there are 16 in this particular one compared to the previous 8 or 9 that we've seen in the V4 contract, which is the manual smart contract that we looked at in the Busted series. Then we've got some familiar patterns in lines 3 and 4. We have essentially the flash wallet, the proxy flash wallet is doing a swap-like exchange involving 2 transfers, where it's firstly pulling out 2,980.31 Telcoin, and we can also see that the OX flash wallet then, in a similar way to previously, makes a simple swap transfer from the Algebra quick swap pool with Matic and Telcoin, where it essentially exchanges 15 Matic for 2,980.31 Telcoin, followed by a payment from the QuickSwap pool to converter fee for 0.004 Matic. The OX proxy flash wallet then sends 4.42 Telcoin to a different wallet address, which isn't a contract, ending FCE5, which we will revisit at some point, but I don't want to distract too much from going through the transfers here. But you will notice that 4.42 reduces the value of the Telcoin held from 2,980.31 to 2,975.89. We then have a bit of a random exchange between the proxy Flash wallet and the SHAVBOT contracts, where effectively the Flash wallet sends Telcoin to the SHAVBOT and the SHAVBOT returns the Telcoin or less Telcoin to the Flash wallet. 0.29 Telcoin less, to be precise. So that's 4.42 that's been sent to the X wallet, and then a loss of 0.29 Telcoin here in line 8. We then have an exchange with the Balancer V2 contract address, where the OX Flash wallet contract is sending 2,975.6 Telcoin to Balancer in exchange for 0.00017 wrapped Bitcoin. So this is a simple swap from Telcoin to wrapped Bitcoin, which is followed then by a interaction with Uniswap V3 Matic wrapped Bitcoin pool, where we see the Flash wallet exchanging the wrapped Bitcoin for 15.05 Matic, which is essentially the second DEX interaction in this contract, not dissimilar to the V4 contract in the manual process. So the main difference so far is this exchange between the two contracts for pretty much the same amount in dollar value, and also this straight swap through Balancer V2 before we get to the second DEX interaction which is with Uniswap. We've then got another interaction with this X account, which is not a smart contract, for a very small amount of Matic, suggesting that this is a fee of some sort. We've then got the OX Flash wallet handing the 15.03 Matic baton back to the SHAVBOT, which then proceeds to send 0.0238 wrapped Matic in line 15 back to the BOOMBOT user tester D1D, which was the wallet that called this contract, or the wallet that called the SHAVBOT1 contract. And then in the last line, we see the return of the 15 wrapped Matic plus the fee of 0.0075 wrapped Matic to Aave. And that is the conclusion of the transfer process in this particular contract. So let me just go through this briefly again, and actually perhaps if I bring up the net transfers here, maybe that will confuse you more. Let's go back to the transfers. So just a quick rundown again. Flash loan in line 1 called by SHAVBOT1. We've then got a passing of the baton to the proxy wallet, which then takes over the first DEX swap with QuickSwap here. There's then a converter fee paid in line 5. We've then got a payment to Wallet X, which I think is a fee. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but this isn't a contract wallet address listed anywhere, so we'll do a little bit of further dive on that at some point later on. But given the low value transfer, I don't think we really need to give that too much significance. We then have a somewhat unusual interaction back and forth with the same token between the two contracts, or between the Flash wallet and the SHAVBOT. We've then got the Flash wallet interacting through Balancer, which is a decentralized protocol that provides DeFi liquidity infrastructure. So essentially this is a swap through the Balancer pool. And then we've got the second DEX interaction with Uniswap. We've got an associated fee payment, I suspect, to Uniswap, and we've then got the Flash wallet passing the baton back to the SHAVBOT with the payout to the BOOMBOT tester here. So effectively we've got 2 dexes and 1 balancer liquidity swap. So there are 3 interactions and a boomerang from the proxy flash wallet and the SHAVBOT. So that pretty much captures what's going on in the smart contract that we've seen here. I hope that helps you understand. If you haven't understood it, go back, watch it again, come in, tag the wallet addresses, take the contract addresses, put them into D.fi, put them into DBank, and go and learn from there, as the only real value you're going to get from this is through the education and the understanding of how these systems work. So I think there was one last thing in DBank I wanted to just bring up that is another useful tool. This is the SHAVBOT contract which we've tagged, and there's some interesting interactions approving the various different tokens with OpenOcean. Obviously all of these approvals need to be done before one can interact with the various contracts. And then we can see here it receiving a small amount of Telcoin from the exchange proxy flash wallet that we were looking at. Some more approvals and some interesting transfers that we can follow, which lead to a router wallet of interest, which you can see has previous involvement with the SHAVGAS or the SHAV wallet EFDF, which I've covered in some of my previous videos, and the interaction with the SHAVBOT and 2 other smart contracts that we have been tracking as well. But I won't go into those today. But this is the interesting link with the Binance Hot Wallet, which is ultimately where the money comes through from the Tron side with the Boomerang AI subscriptions through Binance and then into the contract. So we're seeing evidence of how that is going to, how they're going to, because they're going to have to fund the contracts in the same way that we've seen with the previous V4 Boomerang Flash Loan Authority and the fund controller mechanism that we've looked at previously in the Busted series, and we've hashed that out in as much depth as is needed really for you to understand what is going on here. And one last thing was we have eyes on the X wallet, which again shows the interaction with the exchange proxy. That's what I was going to do, just to explain what is the exchange proxy OX wallet. Well, interestingly, the OX system is designed to work seamlessly together, and OX is and has been a successful project that you probably would have liked to have owned the tokens when the project was launched. But at this point, we've missed that alpha, unfortunately. But essentially, OX offers the core building blocks to create the most powerful Web3 apps. But the OX proxy Flash wallet contract, its purpose is...
The purpose of this contract seems to be to provide a secure and flexible way for the contract owner to execute arbitrary calls, and delegate calls, potentially for advanced use cases such as implementing a proxy or a flash loan contract.
So just a hint there to remind you of how you can use some of the AI tools to help you understand these contracts in more detail and help you identify wallets and addresses and interactions that you probably would be best avoiding. In conclusion, I believe this to be an attempt to mislead through complexity and obfuscate further what is really happening in order to keep up the facade and the USDT flows coming in, which is nothing about even less. Still no profitable arbitrage evident, and more fees involved in the creation of smoke, so even less efficient on the occasion when the flash loan request actually goes through. I suspect the added complexity of this new contract will make scaling this up for the 80,000 members even more problematic. So don't expect good times ahead, my friends, but hopefully you have learned something so it's not all a loss. Crypto G out.